You've tried it all. Mixed voice tutorials, adding twang, making your voice sound more bratty, loads of exercises on YouTube, or maybe even one-on-one coaching, and yet you still cannot hit those high notes, and for the life of you just want to know why. Why you still can't sing in your mixed voice, what that actually is, and the one fix that will work for you this time, finally. Hello, my name is Sophia Hannah, and if you are someone who struggles with high notes, is sick of all of the advice and all of the jargon and just want results, then this is going to be the channel for you. I've been where you are right now, where I know that I have a good voice, but I know that it can be better, and I want to be able to sing any song that I want. And this channel is here to finally bridge the gap between all of that confusing jargon and real results that you can hear in your voice within a matter of days. So if you've ever felt stuck, don't worry, I've got you. So let's talk about why the mixed voice feels so impossible. What you probably find is that when you sing in your chest voice, which is probably for you the most comfortable area of your range, then when you start trying to go up, it probably feels like you're flipping or even cracking into a completely different voice. And so when you hit those high notes, it doesn't sound like those singers who, when they sing up and down in their range, and it just sounds like one voice. It sounds like even though they're going high, it's still got that power that still sounds like it's coming from pretty much the same place as their chest voice. And so once you do get up into that upper register, sometimes it can just feel really weak or breathy, disconnected, like a separate voice. And none of those YouTube placement videos are helping, because they tell you, or just make it brighter or add twang, but then you do that and it still sounds like a completely separate voice. And so even though you may have found a placement that allows you to get those high notes without strain, and it's slightly more powerful than the breathy head notes, it still isn't quite the same sound as the main portion of your voice, that chest area of your voice. And there are two reasons for that. The first reason is when you are doing these vocal exercises on YouTube and they may be telling you to place it in a certain region within your voice, if you don't know whether or not you're actually placing it in the correct place, then really you can go through these exercises, but how do you even know if you're doing it correctly? Which means, how do you even know if you're training the correct region of your voice? And so that makes it really hard for us to stick to. And number two, sometimes even if you do get that placement semi-correct, it feels like you're training a separate section of your voice. Blending it or mixing it as you're instructed to do feels kind of impossible, because how am I supposed to blend these two separate regions of my voice? And so the issue is with these exercises, unless you have one-on-one coaching where someone can literally stand in a room with you or on a video call with you, really assess whether you're placing it in the correct place, if they're a good vocal coach, one, that becomes really costly. And if you can't afford that, then you are left just feeling helpless and stuck, because I'm trying these exercises, I'm hearing all of this jargon, but I just can't get it right. And that is because these exercises without the proper guidance leave too much room for error. You're guessing, and if you don't know what a mix is supposed to feel like, then how do you know what you're even meant to be looking out for? Now, I'm not saying for 1 second that what these videos, especially coming from professional vocal coaches, are telling you are incorrect. They are not incorrect most of the time. The issue is the application. What we struggle with oftentimes is, in theory, it sounds correct, but then in application, we just can't do it. And so we are stuck in an endless cycle of attempting these exercises, having no idea where to place them. We get frustrated, we give up, the cycle continues. Or we do the exercises, we're actually placing it in the incorrect place, and then we're actually training our voice into a cycle of even more bad habits. And neither of those outcomes is what we want. All we want is effortless belting, effortless high notes, and we want a way that we know actually works. This is why I like to use, and what worked for me was what I call the precision stack method. And with the precision stack method, it removes all of the random exercises, all of the random guesswork, with one focused, high leverage exercise that rewires your muscle memory for perfect, effortless high notes. And the best part is there is no guesswork, because using this method is virtually impossible to get wrong. And that is using a straw. Now, you may or may not have seen this spoken about before. I have no idea why it is not the most spoken about thing in the vocal space, because this has single-handedly changed my life. Now, a straw is a form of SOVT. And what SOVT is semi-occluded vocal tract. It is quite literally an automatic automatic mixed voice builder. And so I call it the precision stack method because it is very precisely working on a very precise region of your voice, very good at managing airflow, managing tension in a way that your muscles can just have the freedom to learn the correct way to do things while you just use it daily, not having to think about all of this jargon, not having to think about, am I placing it in the right place, am I placing it in the wrong place? So I'm going to quickly explain what SOVT is and why I believe the straw to be the most effective, the most foolproof, and therefore a tool that every singer should be using. And then we will look at how this ties into the precision stack method. So like I just said, SOVT stands for semi-occluded vocal tract. And all that means is that a back pressure is being created in the vocal tract, which therefore helps the vocal folds to come together in a much more efficient way, which reduces tension. And there are multiple forms of SOVT. You can do lip trills, you can do tongue trills, you can hum. All of those are forms of SOVT because they're creating some form of back pressure in the vocal folds. However, I find the straw to be the most effective because the others are still quite easy to get wrong. You can still add a bit too much air, or you can still not have enough chord closure. You can still have tension in the tongue, the jaw, the mouth. So there's still a lot of room for things to go wrong. And what we are looking for is an exercise that is as foolproof as possible. The only way to really get it wrong when you're using a straw is to not have your lips properly sealed around the straw. As long as your lips are properly sealed and you are blowing through the straw, so it would look something like this. And that is it. So what the straw does is it regulates the air pressure above the vocal folds, which makes it easier for the folds to stay connected as you vocalize through the scale. And so when you reach those passaggio sections of your voice, so the sections where you begin transitioning from that chest to head, the straw acts as almost like a safety blanket as you do that. And so the muscles are able to start learning how to connect through those passagios, through those transitions. And so if you do this daily, it's building that muscle memory with precision so that one day, only a few weeks from using this daily, your voice has literally learned the muscle memory of how to stay connected in a healthy, safe way, so that when you take away the straw and you sing these notes, suddenly you are doing them with ease. Using the straw quite literally just puts it in the right place. And so all you have to do is use it daily while your muscle memory does all of the work. It is precise, and as you do that daily, it is stacking all of that memory on top of each other until it becomes habitual in your voice, and your voice knows automatically what to do when it is time to hit those notes. The precision stack method. Right now we're in a place where a lot of us feel very dependent on one-on-one coaching because we're given all of this really technical jargon. We have no idea how to use it or in application whether we're doing it correctly. So we are almost forced to get that one-on-one training to just get that precise feedback. We need a little bit more vocal autonomy. If you're someone who just want to be able to sing those high notes, then this will work really well for you because all you have to do is sing along with your straw. So that's why I have a program. It's a 12-week program with guaranteed results within the first 4 weeks, and by 12 weeks you will be belting effortless high notes. All you need really are exercises that are tailored to working on the flexibility and agility of your vocal range, so that as you are using the straw, you are also working on very, very important areas of your voice that come to the end of that 12-week process. Not only have you built muscle memory, but you've built muscle memory for exactly what you need to be able to hit those high notes, and not just in terms of an exercise, but then in real life application to a song. Because when you're singing a song, you're going up, down, you're riffing, so you need the agility and the flexibility, and your muscles need the experience in doing that, and that is what the program is so good for. So trust me, I have been there struggling with my high notes, struggling with my voice, and now that I found what works for me, I just cannot stop talking about it. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I am so excited for you to finally start hitting those high notes and just be able to sing any song that you would like to sing. Please do subscribe for a lot more videos like this, and if you are interested in the 12-week program, then there is a link below where you can enroll. It's currently 50% off, and that won't last forever. Thank you once again, have a wonderful day, and remember, your voice matters, and I'm here to make sure the world hears it. See ya!